Hello and welcome to this video. And in this video, I will talk about what the difference is between people who overcome porn addiction and people who start all the time to jerk off or just don't overcome the porn addiction, have problems with this. So the first thing I want to say, it's all about your mindset. Many people believe that you need much willpower. This is the first mistake, what many people believe who don't overcome the porn addiction. You believe that you need much willpower, and if it did not work out and if you did jerk off, then it was because you didn't have the willpower to do it. You just needed more discipline, but this is bullshit. Okay, what you really needed was a better mindset. I mean, if it will be really true that only people who have much willpower overcome discipline, or you just have to train your willpower to overcome the porn addiction, then the most people would have already success, but they don't have success with this. So it can be the willpower. Many people train the willpower and they don't succeed only with the willpower. So you need way more than this. This is not the most important part. So the biggest difference between people who have success in overcoming the porn addiction and people who don't is that people who overcome the porn addiction, they don't see themselves as addicted. They question that. They question that belief that they don't see themselves as addicted. This is a story that you just started to tell yourself at one point. Okay? So stop telling yourself how addicted you are all the time. Don't use this. Use something else instead. Always replace this mindset with something else, like, I'm a non-user. I don't need porn at all. Something like that. Something that fits for you. Usually the opposite, just the opposite of the sentence is the solution. So this is one of the things. Another thing is, many people believe that they need a woman and then everything will be okay. But if that will be the case, then most people who would have a woman wouldn't jerk off. So a woman can't be the solution, because then most people who would have a woman would never jerk off to porn. But that's not the case, so it can be this too. Question that. Another point is, what people believe who fail to the porn addiction is that they just need to work really hardcore. They just need to be busy. I mean, maybe that works too, but the thing is, then you have to be all the time busy. What I saw is, it's way better to face this feeling of boredom and loneliness. Usually it's this feeling of loneliness that you want to try to escape, and then you compensated with porn or other stuff. So instead of that, face this feeling of loneliness. Look when you get triggered, or at what time on the day you have this feeling usually, and then feel it, face it. Don't try to escape it. Don't try to be busy. Okay. This is one thing that I want to say to you. Another thing is that, like I said, that you face the loneliness, that you work on your mindset. It's not about that you count, for example, the 90 days. I had already over this 90 days and I still was not in heaven. I could not walk over water. Okay. So it's more about the process. If you focus too hardcore on counting the streak, you will just be upset at the end. And you will just fail. You will self-sabotage yourself because you focus too much on counting the streak instead of the process. And you expect too much benefits. The benefits don't come only from overcoming porn addiction. This is what most people don't understand. So this is another point. The difference between people who have success and overcome porn addiction, people who don't. People who have success with porn addiction, who overcome porn addiction, they believe that they have to focus on their life and the goals and their mission to overcome this. And people who don't overcome porn addiction, they believe they just have to focus to not jerk off. But that won't work. I mean, try to not think on a pink elephant. No, try it. Don't think on a pink elephant. Don't think it, okay? Promise. Bullshit. You just talk about it. It's always hard just not to think about something. It's way better to focus on something better. So always focus on building your life instead of just focusing not to jerk off. I mean, you will still have the whole day free time if you will not jerk off. So you must do something or not. So this is a big difference. Like I said, one thing is people who have success to overcome porn addiction, they don't count the streak, they focus more on the process. They don't take these numbers as that important. The second thing is that they focus on their life and not just on not jerking off. The third thing is they don't see themselves as addicted. They question it, they stop it. They stop at one point to see themselves as addicted. Okay, what's another point? The fourth point is that they believe the problem is like, you know, that they have to learn to live with themselves. They have to face these negative emotions that they try to escape, like loneliness. It's usually when you feel boredom, then after that the negative emotions come up. So these are the most important points. And the fifth point is that they just don't believe that it's only about willpower. There's only a little number of people who manage to overcome this with willpower. And the thing is, they usually don't have that big problem with Nofap overcoming porn addiction. It's not that hardcore rooted in their subconscious. So they just use a little bit willpower and it works. And other people do the same, but it don't work. So for the most people, it won't work with willpower. For me, it never worked because I was more the hard case. So whenever I had tons of willpower, and whenever I used willpower, it never worked to overcome porn addiction. Maybe with different things, but not with that. So yeah, I will say these are the most important things. And the sixth thing, right? People who overcome porn addiction, they don't believe that the solution is a woman. The solution is yourself. You focus on your needs. You learn to live with yourself. The solution is not that you need a girlfriend to not jerk off. Okay? You will just compensate it with a girlfriend again, or you will just compensate it like with paying for sex or something like that. So don't do that. I will say this is everything. These are all the most important points. So look at yourself. Where do you see yourself more on the side where people, where you have this mindset that you fail, and where you have this mindset like someone who has already success? And then start to think like people who have success with overcoming the porn addiction with Nofap. The truth is, it's also not just enough to have a big why. Only to have the why is not enough. You need to have the right strategy and the right mindset. If you don't have this, you will fuck up. You will usually fuck up, okay? So stop telling yourself that you just need willpower, count your streaks. Look at the people. The most people who just count their streaks honestly, they just jerk off again. They jerk off while I talk here with you. Right now, they jerk off again 5 times. Stop focusing too much on this counting, on this willpower, and start to focus more on the process and to work on your mindset. Try different approaches. This is also another point. If it doesn't work, try a different approach. Most people just try it again and harder. They just need more willpower. Bullshit. It will never work. So that was my video. If you like it, if you say this is something that helped you that you maybe never heard before, then yeah, give me a like or subscribe to my YouTube channel and see you next time.